I grew up on the broke side, no insider insight, watching Congress get rich off the late nights. Mama worked 2 jobs, still behind on the rent, while Pelosi's out here flipping options like she heaven sent. Crazy. Young and pissed, checking charts on the daily. All I seen was pump fakes, dumps and bailings lately. Talk about it. They buy low, we buy high, they dump while we climb. They get tips on closed doors, we just stuck in the grind. No lie. Talking stocks with no soul, ETFs with no spine. Trying to play fair in a rigged game, you wasting your time. They say capitalism clean, but it's filthy as sin. SEC sleeping while they cashing in. SCAN, stealing cash and manipulating. Congress playing us while the rich celebrating. SCAN, senators cashing after meetings, passing bills by day, insider trades by evening. It's been 10 long years and the market's still twisted. Retail gets wrecked while the Senate gets gifted. I peeped the scheme in the scheme, they all in the game. Selling dreams on TV just to pump their name. Man with a dream, thought I'd make it legit, till I saw a congressman buy the dip before the hit. No jail time, no probe, no fines. Nothing. Just yachts, fake smiles, and dollar signs. I'm watching C-SPAN like it's a heist flick. Every no comment sounds real slick. While we stuck flipping burgers just to fill our tank. They making millions off laws they yanked. Look it up. They sell hope, then short it. Scumbags. Act broke, then hoard it. Facts. Write laws, then ignore it. We the ones who absorb it. We pay for it. SCAM, stealing cash and manipulating. Congress playing us while the rich celebrating. Systems crooked, ain't mysterious. The game rigged tight, and they dead fucking serious. SCAM, stealing cash and manipulating. Bleed the people, can't stop us. Dollar bill, y'all.
Oh brother, oh brother, oh brother. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show, where I'm Matt Kohrs and I sound like this. It is a beautiful Wednesday, May the 14th, and stocks are looking pretty freaking good. The SPY slightly below its closing value after a nice gain yesterday. Same thing with the NASDAQ, but if you look at certain players like Nvidia, Tesla, they are popping. I hope you guys are crushing it. I know I crushed it yesterday. I know the Goonie community crushed it yesterday. And I hope you watching this right now absolutely murdered it. So let's talk about what's going on. The hottest news in all the land. I don't know why I sound like this. I just what's crazy is I feel better than I sound. It's just every morning I get up and there's so much mucus. It's like, dude, I think I've become a pollen expert in the amount of allergy pollen research I've done over the past week or two. And fortunately for where I live in the New York area, we are finally getting some rain. And apparently this is going to like calm all the allergies and whatnot down. But I guess the entire East Coast is just getting absolutely murdered by like a historic level of pollen and allergies. And it is just like, it is just sending my sinuses, like, I guess, into overdrive. I don't know what's going on. I'm not a scientist. I'm barely a rocket surgeon, but yet here we are. I need a teapot. Well, I have a neti pot, and I've been doing the honey thing, and I've been taking zinc and vitamin C and D. Global warming. It might be global warming. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I assume it's one of those things that it just takes a couple days to play out and then you end up being fine. So it just is what it is. But my apologies for you guys having to put up with this horrible voice, but whatever. I don't know. You'll get over it. Listening to these bangers every stream, I can't help but ask if there's any possible way you can get these Tendies and Tunes catalog on Spotify. We could look into it, but it's definitely there up on YouTube, so you could just throw it. It's free. All those songs that you guys hear at the start of the show, 100% free. There's a playlist out there. It's on Rumble. It's on YouTube. Check them out. Like I said, put them into your own playlist. We literally just give them away for free. Adderall clears up your sinuses. Should I be ripping some Adderall? Use the voice changer to get the pitch up.
Wait, what is this one? Nope, that's not right.
Hello. Whoa. Matthew, I am your inner voice. Luke, I am your father. Luke, I am your father. This is a good narrator voice in reality. This is a solid one. There they were, the Goonie community, waiting for the world's largest casino to open on a beautiful Wednesday, May the 14th. Little did they know, disaster was on the horizon. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know. We could probably fix it in post-production, but we're really not a post-production type of a group. We're more of a during production. We like to do our production real time. The Matt Kohrs business, the brand, we're really not much for like post-production. We're kind of like, hey, we're here, we're doing it now. We're much more of a like, we're doing it alive type of a group. Not much of a like, oh, let's try to fix it later. Like we're either ripping it or we're not ripping it. That's just kind of how it goes. But anyway, today, arguably going to be the most quiet day of the trading week. Even if you look at the money straddle, if you look at IV, this is going to be the quiet day of the week. So we're still going to get moves. I'm not saying there's not going to be opportunity. I'm just saying on a relative basis to what we have for the past 2 days and what we have for the incoming 2 days, this is going to be the quiet, it's going to be more of a less volatile, quiet hump day. Of course, barring any just crazy updates. But even that, on the political global news front, and even on that front, seems that today's going to be the most quiet. So get ready for that. I'm going to be breaking down some of the news from yesterday, what to pay attention to today. I'm going to give you all my major plans of what I want to do and see in the market today. And then obviously I'll be prepping you up for what to look for the remainder of this week. But before we really get rocking, very quick shout out to those guys. Which way am I supposed to point? Nope, wrong hand. That, dude, everything's backwards and upside down. But you guys get it. Oh, right. All I have to do is point across my face. That was simple. Download that app, Upside. It is 100% free. I was actually just checking it out this morning. We partnered up with them last summer. We're partnering up with them again this summer, and it's for good reason. You just earn free cash back. I'm not talking about rewards points or anything like that. I'm talking about going to a gas station, a grocery store, dining. They partnered up with over 100,000 different, like I said, gas stations, restaurants, grocery stores. You buy what you normally buy, but before that, you claim the offer, buy what you normally buy, however you would normally buy it, and then you go through the process on the app, and right there, you can get free cash back. You're going to be earning that cash back. The average user gets about $280 per year. The company as a whole is paying out $1 million per week. I was just looking at one in my area right now. Can you guys see that? Can you check that out? I could get 56 cents off per gallon of gas at my local gas station. I think that's incredible. And obviously, like I said, that's just gas. Look at your restaurants, look at your grocery stores. It is called Upside. You use that download right there. It is free to download. There's no catch. There's no gimmick. There's no gotcha. I find it to be phenomenal for the summer season when we're all traveling a little bit more, spending a little bit more than we should be. This definitely helps it out. Right now, if you're signing up and you're a first-time user, you can save an additional 25% off per gallon of gas on your first fill up. So check that out and make sure to use that code Kohrs. Just trying to save everyone a little bit of money. So obviously shout out to Upside. And with that being said, let's take a little look-see at the market. Stock futures are flat after NASDAQ posts a 5-day winning streak. And man, oh man, have we been ripping. Really, we've been ripping ever since Monday, Tuesday of late April here, the 21st to 22nd. We are on quite the tear. Actually, from that open to now, we are up 13%. Quite impressive. Granted, We're still a little bit off from the all-time high, but overall, what a recovery we have brewing right now. Obviously, that's the daily chart, and we're going to circle back to that. Right now in pre-market trading, SPY slightly down. You have the Q slightly green. NVIDIA up a nice 2.7%. You have Tesla up 2.7% as well. Bitcoin trading at 104. The bulls are dominating. If you are a short-term day trader or if you are a short-term swing trader, clearly the bulls are in control. I know some people in chat. I saw some other wannabe influencers talking about going short yesterday, and they're just stupid people. They are actually stupid people. There is nothing in terms of price structure, price momentum, or options flow that suggests this moment in time is the time to be short. I actually just saw some people, like once again, people with a following, influencers, trying to short Tesla yesterday. And then it reminded me that, wow, it's actually the sphere as a whole who are just, I guess they can't read basic things. I was getting messages about it one out of like, yo, these people, they're going short Tesla. Like, why are you still in your Tesla calls? I'm still in my Tesla calls, to be clear, because it's making me a shitload of money. Currently up 358%. I've already sized out 2 separate times. I'm running out of positions to get out of because it's just making me so much money. The leftover position right now is 20K, I believe. How did this one turn out for me? I got into the position for 17. I scaled out to be break even, and then I got out of another runner at 21, and now, so I'm net ahead by 21, and then the leftover runner is another 20. So this is going to be a $40,000 to $50,000 return. Like, I don't know what people are looking at. The bulls are in control, whether it's your favorite high flying tech names, whether it's your crypto names, whether it's the overall market, you're stepping in front of a steamroller in the short term to be bearish right now. Of course, things could change on a moment's notice, but I don't think it's going to be changing until this Friday because there's too many calls in this system, whether it's the overall market, whether it's your favorite ETFs, or whether it's the individual high-flying equities. The calls are dominating right now, and they do not burn off until this Friday. So it's just a misjudgment. It is 100% mathematically, when we look at the, like I like to say, the high probability pathways, it is a low probability pathway to be short right now. I could understand the sentiment if we got some sort of negative news related to trade deals. I could understand this sentiment if the option structure were wildly different, but it's not. I could understand coming in Monday and saying, okay, yeah, we need a breather now. But folks, it ain't Monday. It's Wednesday, and we still have, 3 full trading days to go until all that positive gamma burns off. And inherently what this relates to is, actually, I don't even see the technical reason for it. I was going to say, the technicals may be breaking down and whatever. Technicals are easy, so people like to believe that that rules the game. But in reality, it doesn't. And even if it did, from a technical perspective, this is higher highs and higher lows. This is as simple as technical gets. You get higher highs and higher lows. What does that tell you about the trend of the market? It means the bulls are getting less aggressive and the bulls are getting more aggressive and the bears are getting less aggressive. Do you have anything to say to everyone? She's been pretty talkative this morning. Piper, do you have anything to say? Do you want to tell the people who are going short right now that they're stupid? Do you want to say anything? She doesn't really seem that into it. Hey, it's all right. We'll catch you later. Oh, no. She's running loose. She's doing her own thing now. Regardless, folks, from the 3 basic things you should measure: price structure, higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows, basically comparing the previous highs to the previous highs and comparing the previous lows to the previous lows. Look at the structure. Then look at momentum. Are you trending upwards, downwards? Are you above or below various EMAs? And then from there, look at the option structure. Right now, we are in a moment when all 3 are favoring the bulls: price momentum, price structure, and the option structure and the option flow. I guess we could split it into 4 separate things. As of right now in the short term, really, when I say the short term, I'm saying the next couple trading days, not the short term of the next couple minutes. I just want to be clear about the time frame I'm focusing on. I don't really see, it's just not a high probability pathway to be taking any form of a bearish position at minimum until all this positive gamma, all this call gamma burns off this Friday. So you just got to wait. You got to be patient. Of course, anything could happen, but remember, we are here for the game of high probability moves. So I'll be able to give you the exact levels where things might or might not change. But first, let's go over some of the major news. Stock futures are flat after the Nasdaq posts a 5-day winning streak. So this is coming off like some interesting developments from yesterday. The unraveling of the King of Davos. So the modern day villain, Klaus Schwab, is, I guess, getting his downfall. The dude who's running the World Economic Forum, the stunning fall from grace from the WEF founder Klaus Schwab came amid threats against board members and allegations of financial impropriety, which he denies. Well, of course he's going to deny it because he's literally a modern day villain, but I don't think any of us are really questioning if he did or didn't do it. I mean, literally modern day villain. Kind of interesting that we got to the point, and also kind of interesting, in my humble opinion, that there's so much major news going on that this particular piece of news is seemingly being swept under the blanket. But yeah, I guess old Schwaby boy is kind of on his way out. I guess the World Economic Forum, which it's been trending this way anyway for years and years and years, people are getting to the point where they just don't give a shit about it because it was all kind of a farce to begin with. So a little bit of positive news there. I just still, once again, find it crazy that in many other news environments, this would be the major news right here, but it's not, because we have a lot more wild stuff going on. Trump meets with new Syrian leader after announcing end of sanctions. So the big meeting yesterday was basically with Saudi Arabia and obviously various Syrian leaders. White House says President urged Sharar, I'm definitely butchering this name, my apologies. I was never hooked on phonics as a child. Sharar, I'm going to go with, to normalize with Israel and help the U.S. defeat the Islamic State. So kind of some positive news there, rolling back some sanctions. But really what got the market going yesterday was this. Trump and MBS tout $1 trillion pledge as details remain elusive. If you look at the details of this $1 trillion, the numbers are not adding up. It's actually kind of comedic. They on the MBS side, they said one number, we said a different number. Those numbers, neither of the numbers are 1 trillion, but it's being reported as 1 trillion. The White House is saying 600 billion. Other people are saying 300 billion. 6 and 3 still don't equal 1 trillion. No one really knows what's going on. But anyway, a little bit of a Bloomberg breakdown from yesterday.
Now, President Trump and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman are meeting with business leaders in Saudi Arabia. The U.S. says Trump has secured $600 billion in investment commitments, with agreements to boost defense and technology ties. Trump will be speaking shortly from that investment forum, and we're going to head to Riyadh, where we are joined by Bloomberg's Jomana Bercecci. $600 billion. This is on top of money or in addition to money that has already been put aside. How do you think about this in the context of the alliance between the new nations, especially after the Stargate announcement earlier on in the administration?
Well, we always knew that this trip was going to be about deal making, and now just in the last half an hour, we're getting a little bit of a contours around some of the numbers that are coming through. So that 600 billion figure is a headline figure, but I should also just note that that is the same number that was discussed when President Trump had that phone call with Crown Prince MBS back in January, shortly after his inauguration. At the time, President Trump did say that the Saudis had committed to investing $600 billion into the U.S. over the next 4 years. That seems to be the figure that they've agreed to today as well. They will be arriving in this very hall, we hear, in the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Not Millie, not Billy, Trilly.
The White House afterwards said that the Saudis had agreed to that figure. But we're also getting more detail on some of the other MOUs that have been signed. Let me just run you through them. Quite significant MOUs on energy, mineral resources. Also, Saudi Arabia have committed to buy a total amount of $4.8 billion of Boeing 737-8 aircraft. That's from an airline leasing company in Saudi Arabia. And then they've also agreed to some partnerships in the healthcare space, about $5.8 billion of commitments coming through there. And then also Aramco, the state-owned oil company, earlier in a panel said that they were looking to spend $3.4 billion to expand their refinery in the U.S. as well. So we're piecing together all of the deals and investments that are coming through. But that headline figure, $600 billion, is the one that the White House released a short while ago. And in a moment, when the Crown Prince and President Trump show up, they will be giving some remarks, and we should be hearing a little bit more about what the contents of these investment commitments might entail. One other factor as well that we should also take into consideration is artificial intelligence and cooperation on that front, because in the run-up to
that
this
was
visit,
the big news for NVIDIA Nvidia
Trump
yesterday. They're sending
administration repealing
just under
some of those
20,000
diffusion
chips to
rules
Saudi
put in place by
Arabia.
the Biden
Also,
administration that
Starlink
would
just
allow
got
for
approval in
GCC
Saudi
countries,
Arabia.
and not just Saudi Arabia, to get access to some of those high-tech chips that they've been looking to get access to expand their own AI ambition.
Well, and those.
All right, that's a pretty good rundown. But once again, win generically for the U.S., but specifically in the semiconductor space. That's why we saw the SMH cohort, NVIDIA, AMD, Broadcom, ASML, everything pumping in the processing chips yesterday. And actually, we're seeing a bit of a continuation this morning. So that was a big investment, kind of on the heels of other similarly related semiconductor investments here in the U.S. Then it was also uniquely a win for NVIDIA, as I just stated. And then on top of that, a win for, hey, Piper, you stop that. Also uniquely in wing for Starlink, which just got approval. And granted, that is not publicly traded yet, but a win for Elon Musk in a generic sense. My apologies. Hang on. Let me pop one of these. Let me pop one of these bad mamma jammas. Trump's Middle East visit opens floodgate of AI deals led by NVIDIA. Definitely part of the reason why the market is so incredibly strong right now. Another part of the reason why it doesn't really make the most sense to be betting against this.
This is a quite significant change in U.S. policy around technology exports. The Biden administration had been implementing a pretty complex set of regulations where they were stopping the export of a number of different things, including NVIDIA chips that are used to train these AI models. What we've seen now is the Trump administration is essentially throwing out that framework. They formally repealed this AI diffusion strategy that the Biden administration had been using, and instead they're cutting these bilateral deals, including what we saw with Saudi Arabia, where they're trying to allow more of an export of those NVIDIA chips and other kinds of technologies to countries, depending on certain circumstances that they negotiate. So in this case, you've got a quite big deal where this AI company in Saudi Arabia, Herein, is going to be able to buy NVIDIA chips and AMD chips. They're also getting other kinds of support from the U.S. We think this is part of a broader strategy as the Trump team goes through the Middle East. We expect more deals of this type as they go to the UAE in particular.
Peter, what about the security concerns? Part of the reason some of these chip sales were capped was for fear that they'd end up in the hands of China. Is there anything being done to address those concerns specifically?
Yeah, that's a very good point, Danny. That's totally unresolved at this point. So at a high level, they're saying they want to change the strategy and open the door to more exports of AI chips in particular, but they haven't worked out this very thorny issue of how they're going to deal with the China risks inherent here. In particular, in the past, they've been concerned that either the AI chips are going to get diverted from the Middle East into China, or companies are going to be able to tap into AI capabilities through cloud computing services within the Middle East, and they have not resolved that. There are tensions in the Republican Party at this point about whether the Trump administration is going to be able to do enough to mitigate those risks, or whether they still have to resolve them in some sort of way other than that.
All right, so most likely today or tomorrow, we will be getting additional updates of potential deals specifically with the UAE. But kind of on that, interesting update from Qatar. Remember the hot topic yesterday was it appropriate for President Trump to be accepting this brand new plane? Republicans raised concerns over Trump's plane gift as he heads to Qatar. Some lawmakers flag potential security issues as the president doubles down on defending the offer, saying only a fool would turn it down. And in terms of security, it's just obviously this was built by another country. Trump's freebie Qatar jet is the stuff of nightmares in the spy world.
Mr. President, what do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? Why not leave it behind?
You're ABC fake news, right?
Why not?
It's only ABC. Well, a few of you would. Let me tell you. You should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us. I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much. You know, there was an old golfer named Sam Snead. Did you ever hear of him? He won 82 tournaments. He was a great golfer. And he had a motto: when they give you a putt, you say, thank you very much. You pick up your ball and you walk to the next hole. A lot of people are stupid. They say, no, I insist on putting it. And then they putt it and they miss it. And their partner gets angry at them. You know what? Remember that. Sam Snead When they give you a putt, you pick it up and you walk to the next hole and you say, thank you very much.
Respectfully, sir, as a businessman, some people may look at this and say, have you ever been given a gift worth millions of dollars and then not received anything?
It's not a gift to me, it's a gift to the Department of Defense. And you should know better, because you've been embarrassed enough, and so has your network. Your network is a disaster.
Obviously him clapping back, but I think the journalist could have had better questions talking about the security sides of it rather than just like the lens of like, should we be receiving these gifts? So whatever. Today, crude oil inventories, as you can see, the big announcements were yesterday and tomorrow. There's not really much going down today. Tomorrow's going to be a very big day before the market opens. You're going to have retail sales, you're going to have the producer price index, and you're going to have Powell speaking at 8:40. So about an hour before the market opens tomorrow, there's a lot going down. Please don't forget, we're also in earnings season. I'll be looking at Walmart, Alibaba, and John Deere tomorrow. Obviously, there's also Kava and Take-Two Interactive, but we're pretty much done with earnings season. And that brings us back to what in the world's going on with the market. Obviously, the point of this show is don't be bearish until you have a legit reason to be bearish. People right now are being bearish just because we're up high, but guess what? Trends can keep trending. Tesla looking great. Apple trying to break out. MSTR looking phenomenal. Coin looking phenomenal. Palantir new all-time high looking phenomenal. Nvidia pumping. Broadcom looking great. Meta pumping. Netflix, a little bit of a breather, would love to play the breakout. The bulls are in control, and I get it. I was sent tweets last night. I was sent videos, and there are people with legit influence who are telling people to short the overall market. The one that really cracked me up was telling people to short Tesla. We live, like right now, just yesterday, we live in a modern era right now where there are people who have a following saying to short Tesla. And guess what? It is gaining 5% yesterday. It's up another 2.7%. Ever since this recent dip, we are currently up 27%. And yet there's people saying, oh, it's just high. You got to short. Guess what? You don't have to short. That's exactly why I'm up 358%, because I'm riding the trend. Remember, big money comes from riding big trends. And just to, I guess, show you, this isn't a one-off thing. All right, that's the 1 day. The 1 week, me riding it bullish, big money comes from big trends. We have a big trend to the upside. That's exactly how I made $135,000 in the past week. And that's exactly how year to date, I'm currently up 343%, up $311,000. Big money comes from big trends. Obviously, I am a trend following trader. If you're a mean reversion trader, hey, I know you can make money, and it's just not my personality, but just to show you guys in real time, big money comes from big trends. Of course, if you were interested in this stuff and in real time, that's more so what the Discord is for. The first month is free. It's pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video, 100% free. You get access to my trades, the Piper signals, other Goonie members trades, all the previous education lectures. You get access to everything, the voice chat, the written chat, literally everything for free. If you use that promo code Goody. If you like it after the first month, great, stick around. I would be more than happy to have you there. And if it's not quite for you, I completely understand. But the way I look at it is do you find more value being in there than not being in there? Well, literally my 1 day trade yesterday made $2,100, as in it paid for the next 3 years of you being in the community. In 1 day, which you could have gotten for free, you could have then had a free, like it would have paid for itself for the next 3 years. So the way I look at it is I think it's a no-brainer to be in there. And on top of it, you get really cool photos of my cat in a gold coin bath, which is just like a bonus. But obviously, check it out. And then from there, even if it's not for you, you're always going to get this for free. The newsletter, mattcohrs.locals.com. That is the entire management system for you guys to get into the Discord. If you're looking to sign up right now, when you become a supporter, which you have to do with that code Goonie, there's a giant Discord button right here. Make sure you are clicking on that, or the second pin message. These are the 2 ways to get into the Discord. And with that being said, 20 seconds ago, I just wanted to show you my key levels of the day, and I'm going to be going over them as the market actually opens. But I just want to let you know, very obviously, the bulls are in control. I'm going to be doing my best to not trade right at market open, because that's generally when I get my butt handed to me. So let's just see how things really get going. We have about 2 seconds to go. Dingity ding ding ding. The world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun. All right, so as we are patiently waiting for the market to open, these are the key levels of the day. As I always do, I look at the key technical levels of the previous trading sessions: high, low, and close. The green, the red, and the white. Green, red, and white, yesterday's high, low, and close. Then the next thing you're going to notice is this white box. This white box, from a 0 DTE options perspective, is the transition zone. It is the transition of the Greeks, of the gamma and of the delta, and I just kind of push them together. And right here, we have the transition zone from 5,900 to 5,870. Bullish above, bearish below. And within it, that is the choppy transition zone. Once again, bullish above, bearish below, choppy within. So we have the technical levels, we have the transition, and then the final thing is we have the major open interest levels, which are these yellow, golden, horizontal lines. Right now, we have a lot of bets at 5,900, we have a lot of bets at 5,925, and we have a lot of bets at 5,950. So those would be my targets, 1, 2, 3, and then we have a reach target all the way up here. On the flip side, if the bulls don't have any follow through and we get knocked back into the transition zone, the bear plan would be more of 5870, 5850, and then 5830. Those are all the key levels where we can see big money actually playing today. And obviously, it doesn't take a rocket surgeon to realize that it's big money that moves the market. It is big money. Like, it is not retail traders. For whatever reason, there's this idea that retail is somehow impactful on the market. And they can be in very nuanced circumstances, low liquidity, low institutional interest, such as AMC or GME or something like that. But when you're talking about the overall market, retail doesn't matter, folks. It does not matter whatsoever. What matters is the big money. And I'm telling you right now, we have the technical levels, we have the mathematical transition zone, and then on top of that, we have the levels where big money is intentionally positioned, which is why every single day I give you these levels before the market opens. And then at the end of the day, everyone's like, yo, how did he know it? Folks, I don't know this because I have a fucking crystal ball. I know it because I have a basic understanding of reading where big money is. It is not a difficult thing. I know a lot of people out there, they like to shroud trading as if it's this very, very technically, mathematically difficult thing. Folks, it isn't. The hard thing about trading is your discipline. It's much more of an internal battle than anything else. But in terms of the math of it, of just identifying where the key levels are for breakouts, breakdowns, and reversals and that type of stuff, it's literally, do you have the ability to see bigger numbers and little numbers and know that bigger numbers are bigger than littler numbers? That's it. Were you ever taught that 100 is bigger than 90? And if you can conceptually understand increasing numbers and decreasing numbers, you could easily map out the levels that I map out every single day and give to you. It is, I hate that people within Wall Street and people with a following and traders, they try to make it sound so special and so difficult. And it's not, folks, it's not whatsoever. They love to make themselves feel special. And it really, really isn't. All you have to do is look at some basic things. And I like to summarize it as what is price structure, what is price momentum, and what is options flow. If you know those three things, you know what side of the trend to be on. Sometimes you're getting mixed signals. Sometimes price momentum's doing one thing, structure's over here, and options are doing nothing. Those are the days you have to do nothing. And unfortunately, they happen often more than you want them to, which is probably part of the reason why discipline is so tough, because if you're here, you kind of want to trade every day, but you shouldn't really be trading every day. And that kind of comes back to the discipline part of trading is the most difficult part of trading. It is not the identification of key levels. It is not understanding options. It is not robotically trading futures. All that stuff can be learned in like one weekend, 1 week, 1 month of intensive study. It is much more of learning the stuff and then applying it when you know you should be applying it. That is the difficult part of trading. And as crazy as that sounds, especially if you're a new trader in here right now, you might be thinking, wait a second, like that sounds easy. It sounds easy until you're in it. And there's something about our stupid little monkey brains that where you're in the moment, you're like, dude, what? Like you just, it's almost like an out of body experience where you're just doing all the wrong things and you feel like an actual crazy person. All right, so that's my little spiel this morning of don't be a dumb little monkey person. Stick to your plan. If you've been in here for more than a month, you know exactly what to do. You know how to manage your risk. You know how to properly manage your reward. You know how to be patient and wait for those opportunities. The key there is just following that exact trading plan that you already know you should be following. There's really Nothing too special I could be teaching you of how to improve your trading plan. It's really not that difficult. The tough, like really, instead of listening to me about the market, you should be talking to a psychologist about how to like stick to doing exactly what you know you should be doing. Like that's the 100%. I feel personally attacked with all this monkey talk. So do I. It feels like I'm like yelling into a mirror. Where's the account at? So once again, you can join the Goonie Trading Discord for free, and you can learn how I made $575 today. Jesus. But no, I'm up a shitload. I'm up 477%. I've already scaled out 2 separate times. My final runner position is worth $26,000. I got into these things at $8. They're trading at 46. Folks, you've seen other shows. You've seen other videos. In all reality, who is calling out levels so accurately? Who is being so incredibly transparent of both their wins and their losses? I've made many videos of me getting my account destroyed, my trades destroyed. I don't hide it from you. Obviously, if I'm going to sit here and be on the internet bragging about my wins, the only fair thing I could possibly do is also show you my losses. That is the only fair thing I could possibly do. So as much as I show you, yeah, dude, final position, 26K, the whole trade's going to make me 50K. Past week, I made 135,000. I also show you when I blow out my Apex accounts. It's just, if you are following a trader in any form of social media and they're only ever winning, you know they're lying. There's not a single trader on this planet who makes money, and never takes a misstep. It is outside the world of statistics and variance of the market to only ever make money. It is literally mathematically impossible. And I guarantee you, I bet every single dollar I've ever earned, I'll bet you every single dollar I'm ever going to make, that you will never find a perfect person who is a perfect trader. They are lying to you. If they're not showing you both their wins and their losses, they're full of shit, dude. They're absolutely full of shit. Absolutely full of shit. I did just get a breakout alert, though, on one stock. Hang on. We'll wait for that. Fucking Apple. Dude, another 20% gap up. Not financially, but percentage-wise, this might be my biggest gain of the year, 462%. Should have hit it with more size. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's what they all say. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. All right. I'm really attempting. I don't know. This looks like an interesting opportunity, so I'm trying to protect myself from myself and not trade right now. Just wait for the right opportunity to strike. Waiting for the right opportunity. All right. Here's a look at the Mag 7 options flow thus far this morning. Come on. All right, let me reload this. I want to see what the market's given us today. SPY bounced for the first 5 minutes, taking a bit of a breather right now. On the flip side, the Mag 7, actually pretty much the same thing. Bounced for the first 5 minutes, taking a bit of a breather. Tesla specifically, not much of a trend. Nvidia, not much of a trend. Palantir, actually a bullish trend, but now holding. Microsoft is going, folks. There's your Matt Kohrs specialty call out. Microsoft options are fucking pushing. Apple did push, came back, trying to push again. What is Microsoft doing, folks? What am I missing? Did you guys see that strength on Microsoft? Yeah, Microsoft ain't fucking around. Look at that. Look at that on Microsoft. Longer, not for this Friday, but longer duration calls were bought right at open, and they just continue to grind up. MSFT, how's that chart looking? Oh, that's a tough one to chase, but it is not far from the all-time high. I'm saying it's a tough one to chase because, what are you going to risk it off of? It seems very far away from the risk point. But if you already have a Microsoft position, just ride it, dude. Just if you're in Microsoft, just keep riding it. I wouldn't chase it at this point just because the risk to reward is kind of out of there. But if you happen to already have a position, that is looking beautiful. I'd like for Apple to go. NVIDIA is kind of giving it back. How we already looked at Palantir. What else you guys want to check out? Tesla did pop, giving it back. The Mag 7. Where's the SPY? Where's the NASDAQ? NASDAQ's looking weird. The nice trending one that I do see thus far, and granted, we're only 10 minutes into the day, it is Microsoft. That is the evident trending one. You guys are calling out AMD. How's AMD? AMD's looking good too. Here, I'll add that to the list. AMD popped, looking strong, holding. So AMD and Microsoft out of the gate have a good first step. A good. Some people are calling out SMCI. Not as good. Does not look. AMD looks really good. Microsoft actually, I mean, that's just a perfect linear line to the upside. Perfect linear line to the upside. Rumble is continuing. It's almost at $11. We almost took out that high from yesterday. Surprise, surprise. Where do we get smacked? Right at the high and the closing value from yesterday. So this might act as support. If you were a bull, you very much want to see this be support. We might bounce off of, wait, no, that's not the right closing value. This is the closing value. Sorry, I had it mismarked for whatever stupid reason. But right here, there could be support at 5,900. If it keeps going down, I'd be looking for support at yesterday's closing value. Wait, that was right. What's going on with my drawing? Where did we close out yesterday? No, that's about right. Okay, this is one of those classic mismatches between SPX and SPY, unless I just did not draw that properly yesterday, which it looks like I didn't. How did I mess that up? What did SPY close out at yesterday? 586. 86, 84 was the closing value. Okay, now that's drawn properly. Did I draw this one? 515, 59. Okay, I don't know what I did on the SPY side, but now they are drawn properly. Now they are drawn properly. All right, what's moving? What's grooving this morning? What's moving? What's grooving? Tesla pop, gave it back. Apple, actually, nice consolidation, might be pumping higher. Watch Apple. MicroStrategy is also having a good day. Coin is continuing on its 25% run yesterday. Palantir pop, gave it back. NVIDIA pop, gave it back, potentially putting it a higher low. Broadcom pop, going flat. Meta actually trending down slightly. Netflix popped flat, but actually might be a daily breakout on old Netflix here. Netflix might be Netflix. How's Netflix looking? It did pop until 940, so it's not giving it back much, but price isn't getting the most action there. Netflix. All right, someone let me know if Netflix takes out 1,145. All right, this might be that classic pullback bottom type of a situation. Might just be putting in a higher low. Apple, where was Apple? Apple was looking good. Apple's looking good today. Microsoft is looking good. NVIDIA, obviously, also looking good, up 3%. So NVIDIA, as of now, is the largest gainer. Let's start stack ranking some of these. DJT actually is getting, was it higher? Look at double bottom, kind of a W setup, double bottom here at 24, technical breakout. If you're okay with risking 24, this might be a nice pump up to 30, maybe even 32, 33, something like that. But yeah, just there is definitely a bullish technical breakout on DJT. It recaptured the EMA cloud. Depending on your risk tolerance, I don't think that risk is that bad. You have the EMA support, you have technical support, you have the president announcing new deals for the company. But yeah, we did get that breakout alert on DJT. NVIDIA, let's go back to this. 5 minute is bullish. 10 minute is bullish, 30 minute, 4 hour, they're all bullish. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 4 hour. Everything's bullish in terms of momentum. 5 minute might be coming down and testing, but alas, it is still bullish. It is still bullish. Apple got a pop there. Where's Tesla? Did I lose my Tesla? No, I didn't. I just need to widen this so we can see more shit. Where are the plays of the day gonna be? Where are the plays of the day gonna be? I should be looking somewhat good. There we go. I've been scaling out just because at reasonable points of potential resistance, I scale out, and then it just keeps going, and it's just kind of a Thunderdome-esque situation. Thunderdome-esque situation. SoFi is my biggest holding. I don't really like. What is it about SoFi that so many retail traders are interested in it? It is looking good. Looks like a inverse shoulder, head, shoulder, breaking the neckline. Nice momentum, higher highs, higher lows. It's on top of the EMA cloud. The technical breakout would be at 15. Then you're targeting 17. But what I don't get about SoFi is just, why do people like it? Like, generally, people get more jazzed about like high flying tech plays. I don't know what's interesting people about this like finance rental leasing company. It is looking good though. I'm just more so commenting, and I'm surprised that so many people care about it. It's cheap. That's a silly way to look at it, because you could now buy fractional shares. You could buy a fractional share of, it's more of the amount of money you're putting into it and the percentage return on that money. The nominal value of a share cost is a really, really stupid way to look at the market ever since the advent of fractional share trading. What do I think about the ticker symbol AMC? I think anyone who's still invested in it is actually retarded. Thoughts on UNH? Good entry point for shares? You mean the stock that just got absolutely murdered? No. Why catch a falling knife? It's a health insurance play. It's boring. It's fine, I guess, if it's like a dividend play for you in your retirement account, but you want to, like, in the environment when we have AI and tech booming, you wrap your capital up in an insurance play? Like in like health insurance? SoFi is small cap. I don't think it's small cap, and also small cap's not really like, what is that your reasoning? Is just you're interested in a company because its market cap is small? That's not, I mean, Nvidia's market cap is huge and it's moving like no other. Palantir's market cap is huge. It's moving like no other. Tesla's market cap is huge. It's moving like no other. That's not a good reasoning. Is there an activation fee on take profit? Not if you use the code Goonie. Can you please check Google's option data in your comments? Yeah, Google sucks right now. It's getting sued by everyone to kingdom come. We are having a real tough time at yesterday's high, and we are not finding that support, but we are testing the close value from yesterday. Let's see if we want to stay green. Let's see if there's a bounce right out of here. If not, we're looking for a flush down to 58.70. All right, we did that. What advice can you give after blowing out an account? I ran up an account 40K and lost it on short-term options during the tariff madness. Don't play short-term options. If you're playing short-term options, your odds greatly increase by selling premium, not buying premium. There's a lot of people who attempt to be a hero and play zero DTEs. Folks, I've been in this game for a decade, and I've been like a content creator, meeting other people for now 3 or 4 years. I have not met a single person who is net profitable buying zero DTE premium, whether calls or puts. I've not met a single person. Folks, think about that data size. I met thousands and thousands, and I've literally met tens of thousands of people via chat and whatnot. I have not met a single person who is net profitable over the long term buying zero DT calls or buying zero DT puts. Of course, you have pockets of success, but nothing that is repeatable. I don't think so. Think about it this way. In any general circumstance in the short term, there's a lot of noise, and it's normally distributed, as in you have a 50-50 shot of it going up or down in the short term. Now, that's already not so good because you're flipping a coin. Now, on top of that, start to add in the craziness of theta decay and the other influences of the various Greek values, and your odds are continually dropping below 50. It's a loser's game. It is 100% a loser's game. If you are a person buying zero DT calls, if you are a person buying zero DT puts, and that is your core strategy, it's just a matter of time before you get brutally fucked. Like, it's just, I don't know what to tell you. There is no one doing it. And if they are doing it, they're going to be some like savant level statistician. They're not just some like random dude. Like, it's just stop doing it. If you want to play zero DTs, sell zero DT premium. That's what you should be doing. Very much. Like, if you're like, no, dude, I like trading day in and trading day out. Good. Just sell premium. Don't buy premium. Like, why make it so difficult? All right, hang on one second. I do need to fire off a trade here. Do I really want to do this? Yes, no, 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 yes. All right. If you are in the Discord, nope, it didn't get a fill. Hey, give me a fill. It did give me a fill. If you are in the Discord, wow, I just fired off a trade and apparently got a horrible fill. All right, here. I'm just screenshotting it. It's a new swing play. Another reason for you guys to get into the Discord is because you get my trades in real time. And I just made a trade in real time. And this is a new type of a trade for me, actually. Or at least that I can remember. But I'm also day quilled up. So, all right, that's in there. But really, has anyone actually met a person who is consistently profitable? And I don't mean, oh, I saw a picture of them on Twitter. Oh, I saw the video and I saw this 1 month return. I'm saying, has anyone ever found a person with a track record in excess of 1 year, but more like really specifically 3 years, and all they do is trade zero DTE calls to the long side or zero DTE puts? It does not exist, dude. It does not exist. I'm telling you. If it did exist, that person would be worth so much money. You wouldn't hear about them. They would be living in their cabana over in ocean somewhere. They would, dude, I'm telling you. I am telling you. No, I don't. I don't trade zero DT calls or puts in the long side. I sell zero DTs. Tabs, that's not true. I guarantee you it's not true. The people who are profitable trading zero DTE premium are people who sell zero DTE premium. They're not buying it. To create the position, they sell a call as in the price doesn't go above it, or they sell a put as in the price doesn't go below it. It's just, you're wrong. I am not wrong. I know I'm right. Well, and also the onus is on you. Okay, if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Show me the person and their track record. Show me their track record in excess of 1 year that they are net profitable. I agree with you on zero DT, but look at Andrew Diaz, stock market wolf, regularly, dude, banks on zero. Okay. That doesn't mean you're net profitable. What's the miscommunication here? I'm not saying you can't make money. I'm saying, are you net profitable? That's a stupid fucking argument. Oh, he regularly makes money. Okay, I bet he also simultaneously 50% of the time loses money. I'm specifically saying the net situation. Are they net profitable over a year? Are they net profitable over 2 years? Are they net profitable over 3 years? That does not exist. That simply does not exist. You want to know how I know it doesn't exist? Lance, who is he's literally made millions and millions of dollars trading. He's thought to be the best, retail trader of all time. He has all the awards. We interviewed him on this channel. He put out multiple challenges saying anyone who can show him exact proof of them being profitable, trading zero DTs, he'd pay him 10 grand, and he kept posting it. All they had to do was show them proof, and yet no one did it. It was a free 10K. All they had to do was show them proof of actual trades time and time again, whether it was their 1099 at the end of the year, their overall P&L statement, and no one did it. No one did it. It was a free $10,000. And he was even saying, hey, I'll do it in a private session. Let's Zoom call. It doesn't have to be public or like that or anything. And no one did it. Not a single person did it. That has to tell you something. That not a single person was willing to show them their trade records for a free 10K. Allegedly, you're already so good. Just all you have to do is do it. Free 10K. And no one fucking did it. So don't get buffaloed into thinking that there's some sort of system you could trade buying calls or buying puts. And I want to be clear here. I'm not talking about selling calls. I'm not talking about selling puts. That's a completely different, that's a completely different domain. And there are many, many, many. There's actually obviously inverse. There's actually borderline countless people who continually make money doing that. I should also be clear. You're easily going to be able to find individual instances of people making money here or there, like individual data points. But what I care about is the net situation. The net situation. And you're not going to find a retail trader who is net profitable over a year or 2 years or 3 years buying 0DT calls or buying 0DT puts. Simply does not exist. It doesn't exist. Many such cases of what? I mean, it's true Andrew Diaz successful 0DT, and that's true. I doubt he cares about 10K, but who really knows? No, you're so full of shit. You're so full of shit. He makes so much money he doesn't care about he doesn't care about 10K. Do you know how fucking retarded you sound? Do you know how stupid you sound? Just donate it to a charity. Oh, no. He's so good at trading, he doesn't care about it, but magically it just means he doesn't want to show another trader his trades. Oh, yeah, that's not suspicious at all. No. What's more likely? He's not showing his trades because he's full of shit, or do you think it's just because he's so beyond the world of money that 10K doesn't matter to him? It just doesn't matter to him. Seriously, what do you think is more likely? Intentionally trying to obfuscate his trades because he doesn't know what he's doing? Or do you think that he's just he's making so much money and he doesn't want to donate 10K to charity? He's not going to give 10K to his community, his chat, his local homeless shelter. He's just beyond money. No. That one does sound more likely. You know what? I changed my answer. You're probably right. Fuck, dude. How do people fall for this? Time and time again. How the fuck do people fall for this? I don't understand it. I just, is it because you want it to be true? So you're unwilling to see the red flags of the situation? You're like, no, it's got to work. Dog, I don't know this dude. I don't watch his videos. I'm just saying he made 10 million doing this. Okay. I doubt it. Highly, highly doubt it. 0DT, you might as well open a prop account and trade futures. Hit the like button. Well, no, futures are different because they're a linear product. What's so uniquely difficult about 0DTs is the time decay. That's why it's difficult. So let's look at futures. Futures are a linear product, as in there's no time decay. So if you can come up with a system that's 51% accurate, well, over the long run, yes, you're going to be net profitable. The issue with options is the theta. It is the time decay. It adds not just a little bit more difficulty, but it's actually making it exponentially more difficult because not only are you trying to get direction right, which is a 50-50 game, but you're trying to get the timing of the said direction right. That's why it's so difficult. It is because of the time component that makes it absurdly difficult. And I'm telling you, it's not just a little bit more difficult. It's a lot more difficult, which is why it is different than buying the underlying equities such as SPY or Qs, because that's a linear product. You have no time decay and you're just trying to find an edge in the market. Same thing with futures. That's why options are difficult. It's because of the time. You need a time stone. We all need a time stone. And that's actually why on the flip side, selling premium is far, far easier because now the thing when you're buying premium, buying 0DTs, the thing that's working against you, when you sell premium, guess what? It's working for you. That's why we see this massive inverse of people buying premium get their faces destroyed and people selling premium do really, really well because the thing that is hurting you when you buy premium is the exact thing benefiting you when you're selling premium. So would you say it's fair for you to be skilled at trading options? You should be skilled at trading futures? No, they're completely different asset classes. How about in the money and out of the money? What minimum delta do you trade? I don't look at the market that way. I don't specifically it depends what I'm doing. It's not like every single day I'm trading, I'm like, yo, this is the delta I need to trade. All right. We might just be finding a nice bounce off of, let me go back to the Mag 7 off the previous close. So the Mag 7 puked from 9:37 till 9:58. Are we going to see that 10 a.m. pump? Same thing on the SPY here. We spiked to 9:35. We are bottoming at 9:56, and we are starting to turn around. Folks, the TLDR is here. This is going to be the final thing that I'm going to say on this. The amount of people out there who have said, I will pay you a check if you prove that you are net profitable in the long run is many. As in, all they had to do was show their history of trading, and yet no single person has done that. They're not taking the money out of the goodness out of their heart. Even if they didn't, quote unquote, need the money, they would donate it to a charity. They would give it to their following. They would do something with it. They're intentionally not sharing their trades because as soon as someone has access to their trades, it's going to become public information that they're absolutely full of shit. That's how you do it. Much more of this game is in trading. It's a marketing game. It's a lot of people who don't know how to trade, but they're marketing as if they do know how to trade. And then their following will always support them because they want it to be true. Folks, you've seen me win money. You've seen me lose money. That's real trading. If you go to any trader and they're unwilling to show you their actual trades over whatever time frame you care about, right here, my 1 day, my 1 week, my year to date, I don't know what else to do. I didn't edit the CSS. I'm right here. If they are unwilling to do this, why are you trusting them? Why are you listening to them? And when you ask them that, they get all cagey of, I can't do that for whatever reason. I don't know what to tell you. If you can't see that as a massive red flag, if they're telling you that they're this great trader, but then they don't show you documentation of their trades, I don't know. I can't help you understand that they are just scamming you. It breaks my heart that they're scamming you, but eventually you're going to follow their trades enough. You're going to realize that your P&L is going down and down and down. And then you're going to be like, oh, now that I've lost $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, maybe I followed a person who just wasn't good at what the fuck they said they were doing. Does anyone have the link for the interview with Lance? If you go to my channel, there's playlists. Go to the interview playlist and you're going to find the one with Lance. It's a dangerous game and babysitting will teach you the hard lessons if you risk too much. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you can make money. It's just making money in the individual short-term circumstances is very different than being consistently profitable. Very different. All right, Tesla is actually leading the way higher. Netflix is up there as well. We're doing a little bit of stack ranking. Google's actually getting a bounce, which is a bit surprising to me. All right, so Tesla is the big dog of the day, followed by NVIDIA, which actually is getting kind of hit. Netflix, new high. Where's the next major resistance on Tesla? What a phenomenal question. I will show you right now from an options perspective where that next resistance is. I will, hang on. Equity, Tesla. Come on. Hang on, let me reload it. I should probably spell it right. Why is it not coming up? It says it's not supported. Is it because I'm on it? I was literally looking at it yesterday. I'm on the beta version. I do some beta testing for them, but for some reason, I saw it yesterday. It was around 340 is where the gamma goes from positive to negative. Oddly enough, that's where we're at right now. It is 340. But what's really strange here is, can I show you on this? Let me switch. Okay. This is this Friday's expiration. There's a lot of bets at 350, but from the gamma structure, 360 is actually be more interesting. But what I want to show you is for this Friday, next Friday, the next Friday, and the next Friday, there are clear nodes at 350. like across the board, 350, 350, 350, 350. A little bit later out, by the time you get to the start of June, people are playing 370. From a gamma delta influence, we might be talking 360. But what I'd be watching, the fact that we're on the north side of 340, it does make 350 more interesting. Oh shit, it's not sharing, my bad. Sorry about that. Right here, you can see the big bet for this Friday, 650 whatever, or in total 650, but 40,000 contracts for 350. Next Friday, big spike at 350. Next Friday, the Friday after that, 350, 350. There are some people coming in at 360. By the time you get to June down here, people are playing 370s, but every single horizontal row is just another expiration date. So the big one being played for this Friday is 350. But then if you're looking at the gamma and delta influence, there is some suggestion of maybe 360. So the way I've been playing it, I've already locked in 2/3 of my position. I started with 20. I'm down to 7. I'm just going to ride this now. I really don't care. I mean, I can show you exactly what I did. I got in for the position right here on May 8th. It cost me $16,000. Then on my first scale out, I paid myself back the cost of the premium and a little bit. I made a net 1,000. Then I scaled out more yesterday because it was just looking really good. Net ahead by 21 plus the 1K, so net ahead by 22. And now I just have this runner, which is still up 26K, up 458%. All right, a little bit of a smack there. I thought the SPY was going to get going. I thought the Qs were going to get going. A little bit of a hit. The Mag 7 puked pretty hard until about 957. Went up, going flat. The SPY just hit a new delta low. The SPY is getting crushed right now. Lots of call selling today. Lots of call selling today. Trump is talking. Does anyone have a link for that? Does anyone in Discord or anyone else, does anyone else, oop, hang on, a little bit of a pop. I guess Trump is talking. Does anyone have a link? Let me see if I can find this. Oh, got it.
In the world. You're buying a lot of that equipment. Actually.
Got it.
I think we're going to see
President Trump participates in
tomorrow.
signing ceremony and exchange of agreements.
We won't call it an air fair, but it's going to be sort of an air fair. We're going to be shown a display that's going to be incredible. They have the latest and the greatest of our planes and just about everything else. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun and very interesting. But I just want to thank you for the friendship, for the long-time friendship. And again, long before any of this stuff, we just liked each other. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. But we always had a very special relationship. And we came from Saudi Arabia, where we have another great man over there that's a friend of yours. And you two guys get along so well and like each other. You sort of remind me a little bit of each other, if you want to know the truth. They're both tall, handsome guys that happen to be very smart. But he's also a very special guy, and it's good to see all the relationships forming in the Middle East, because the Middle East is really being talked about all over the world, and we're having a lot to do with it. We're helping a lot, but they're doing a tremendous job. So I just want to thank everybody very much for being here. I want to thank the media. The media has been very fair, actually, and it's a great honor to be with you. This is, you take a look at this room. This room is the real deal. That's called white marble. It's very hard to buy. Believe me, I know very well, because you try to buy it, you can't buy it. And you just take a look at what you have here. It's been incredible what you've been able to build as a nation. And we're with you all the way, and you know that.
Thank you. The ceremony has now come to.
That's it? That was it? Okay. Hang on. I was trying to rip some trades here.
Order filled. Order submitted.
Okay. Got my orders in for the day. got my orders in. They talked a little before and signed docs. Okay, so we just joined in a little bit late, but I see Tesla going or trying to get going. NVIDIA picking up a little bit. We have the Qs overshooting the high from yesterday, but the recent trend ever since 956 is some higher highs and some higher lows. We are right on top of VWAP, which I'm wondering if that's...
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy first 100 days.
Yeah, that is old.
Before we begin, I want to acknowledge...
2 weeks ago. Hang on. Videos. Lives. Yeah, they just did that 44. Okay. I don't think we're missing anything at the moment. Here's a look at the Mag 7, picking up from 57 to 1009. A little bit of a pullback here. My concern on the day is the Mag 7, and this has really actually been the tune of the week, is the Mag 7 on a relative basis has been stronger than the SPY. The SPY a lot more just jagged and whipsaw, while the past 2 days, the Mag 7's actually looked really, really nice, and it's kind of, in a certain sense, kept us afloat. This guy never loses yet, right? What? 150% gain, everyone. Yeah, SPY puts on Robinhood. I'm doubtful. I'm dubious of that being a consistent strategy. And I always get that on the internet. It's like, I'll say like, yeah, no, what matters in trading is the long term of it. Like, you're in this for a marathon, and people love to point to like singular data points. They're like, yeah, but did you see this? Like, it's literally just a single data point of a good trade or a bad trade. And that's not trading. Like, it really, really isn't. Like, the best traders can lose a trade and the worst traders can hit a trade. So why do people get so fixated on the success or failure of individual trades? Show me a batch of 10 trades, 20 trades, 30 trades, 100 trades. I just don't get it. And retail, time and time, just gets bamboozled, if you will, bamboozled into thinking that that's the way to go. Whoa, SPY's getting unloaded still. See how the Nasdaq is attempting to hold? It's just the SPY. SPY just made, or almost made a fresh low. We are in the red territory. We found some support here early. Maybe it bounces, but if it does not hold, we're talking 70 all the way down here. Potential 1-2 triple bottom. Maybe support comes in at 80. Is there anything interesting going on here? Let me go to the GEX. Let's zoom in. 80. Not much here. We have some positive gamma up here around 900 and 905. We have some positive gamma down here at 60. There's like a baby amount of gamma here at 80, but even that's kind of disappearing. So between 65 and 900, that's just we're kind of in no man's land. From a technical perspective, you could get that intraday bounce. Obviously, you could feel a bit more comfortable if it breaks above 5080, 587.82. On the Qs, you're looking for that bounce above 517.85. But more important than that, I should probably be marking out the intraday lows and highs at this point. What do we have here? All right, I'll set an alert for a SPY high and for a SPY low. I'll do the same thing on the Qs. And you know what? We're going to clean up a little bit of real estate here and go to the 3 minute. A little bit of real estate. What's going? Is NVIDIA going? Tesla, Netflix. Netflix is looking good. I'll set an alert for a new high on Netflix. Palantir, Meta, Microsoft. That was the strong options play that we saw this morning. Coin's picking up too. So Coin and Microsoft are having a nice intraday trend. Apple's not that far behind. Probably going to be choppy all day. The underlying option structure is suggesting kind of a smaller move day. Not necessarily choppy, but we're not looking for some like amazing push today. It's just the setup's not there. Matt, I'm guilty of cutting my gain short and letting my losers run. Trading is 50% psychology. Thanks for the advice every morning. I would actually argue that trading is 90% psychology. I think trading is 7% skill, 3% luck, and 90% what's going on in between your ears. I strongly believe that there is a decent aspect of luck, a larger aspect of skill, but I think what really dominates your success in trading, or unfortunately leads to your failure in trading, is much more related to discipline. Like, I'm not saying that bombastically or anything. I really think it's 90% discipline, 7% skill, and then just 3% unbridled luck. Unbridled luck. I very, very much believe that. We popped, we puked, and now we've just done nothing on both the SPY and the Qs. Apple's trying to get going. Coin was looking decent. Tesla was looking decent. Nvidia was, and now we're just flat. Netflix is a good looking one today. Apple's a good looking one. Coin was looking good. Just not the most is going on. We're not seeing that like ripper of a day or anything like that. We're not seeing that ripper of a day. The Mag 7 spiked, puked, popped, giving it back. And then the SPY is actually at the low of the day right now. The delta is. Well, price is almost as well. So what we saw this morning from 9:36 to 9:48, so it lasted about 12 minutes, was the double hit of puts being purchased, the blue lines diving, and then calls being sold. That is the green and the orange lines diving. So calls being sold removes positive delta. Puts being bought adds negative delta. And when you add something negative and remove a positive, that's a 2x the rate of dropping what you're measuring, which is why the delta just dove so much. But at least since 9:48, we are seemingly basing. What I don't quite get about it is I would have felt more comfortable if we were basing at the close value, but we're actually basing a good 5 points under it. But in reality, we're just now in this secondary chop zone. You could argue from 9:45 till now, we're just stuck in a 15-point chop zone, and you just have to wait. You just have to wait. Patience. Just wait for either the breakout or the breakdown. Look for the options flow to either favor you or don't. And other than that, there's no point in rushing a trade. If you don't have a trade on right now, just wait. You don't need to rush anything, folks. You don't need to rush anything. And that's with respect to the overall market. Apple is looking, actually, I like Apple. We have some higher highs and higher lows looking for that push, and we might as well check the Apple flow. Yeah, Apple's actually picking up. So this might be a day to pay attention to individual equities and not necessarily the overall market. Apple is legit looking good. Tesla's decent. How's the Tesla flow? Tesla, not so much. That one's not quite jumping out to me at the moment. Nvidia is actually about to make a fresh low. How's Nvidia's flow? Nvidia not looking the best on an intraday basis. Netflix is looking good. Netflix price act. Whoa, something happened here. Netflix was looking great till 10:03. Then something happened. What else do we have? Palantir, nothing. Meta, nothing. Microsoft was looking good this morning. Continuing to hold. Continuing to hold for sure. What else do we have? Coin. How's Coin? I don't have Coin on this list. Coin is actually looking decent too. So it's a mixed bag, which is kind of in a certain way being well represented by the choppiness in the overall market. We're seeing some things that are looking good. Your Netflix is looking good. Your Microsoft is looking good. Your Apple's looking good. We see some things looking bad. Nvidia not looking so good at the moment. So mixed bag scenario. I would say either wait for a fresh intraday low that we the SPY saw at 10:12, the Q saw at 9:54, or look for a new intraday high, not a fresh, a new structural high, not a fresh high. Look for the breakout above this 10:06 high, the 10:09 high. But in reality, I'm seeing NQ is getting pinned to VWAP, which is not really suggesting anyone's in control. I'm seeing the Mag 7 go flat. I'm seeing the SPY go flat. I see that there was this dip there, but ever since the dip, maybe a slight downward trend. But we're just at the closing value. There's just not much of a play right now. The only one that was really jumping out to me was actually Apple. Apple, and I would love for Tesla to turn it around. Wait. I do have one more tool I could check for you to give you an idea of the ceilings and the floors on the day. Yeah. Looks like a floor on the day is being put in at 58.50 and the ceiling on the day is being put in at 59.25 as of now. As of the current option bets in the market going down, ceiling 59.25, floor 58.50, which is within the at the money straddle. So that's really not that big of a call out. It's not really that special of a call out. 58, 50, 50. Oh, and then this thing is actually putting a ceiling at 5,900. So I don't think we have much upside today, and even measuring downside, I don't think we have much going on. But Apple's looking good. But in terms of SPX, it looks like there's a ceiling here at 5,900. There's another ceiling at 5,925. And then with respect to puts, there is a floor seemingly being put in at 58.50. And that is all, like, that's a bit of a wider range, but that's also within the transition range, which we honestly might just get pinned here all day. This, coming back to premium sellers being the winners, this might be that classic premium selling situation. Tesla, unfortunately, not getting that follow through. Apple looking good. Netflix decent. Palantir giving up. Microsoft looking good. So the two big guys, they're at least moving up, trying to keep the party going. They're at least moving up, trying to get the party going. Dashboard. What are some equities you would suggest to a teenager just now getting into markets for long-term investing? She wants to start now buying weekly and holding till retirement. Just your favorite blue chip, high-quality stocks. Or just make it simple and pick the overall market. You could always make it simple and just pick the overall market. SPY, right at the closing value. The Qs in between the high and the closing of yesterday. Apple and Microsoft are trying to keep the party going higher. Nvidia is trying to get the party to go lower. And then other than that, coin even started to turn there. Yeah, Apple and Microsoft are the bullish plays of the day, while Nvidia is actually looking kind of weak, surprisingly. I definitely wouldn't play Nvidia to the downside right now. I'm just surprised that we're seeing a little bit of weakness. Little surprise. All right, are we missing any breaking news? Things are oddly quiet right now. It's been a while since we've had a day this freaking quiet. Let me reload this. I just want to make sure I have the options flow on my other screen here just so I could see. Some calls are hitting the tape right now. This little pop that we're seeing, some fresh calls are hitting the tape. You guys might not know this, but on Spot Gamma, you can see it right here. Right here. Call. There were some aggressive calls, and they had some decent size as well. What kind of filters can I put onto this? Premium. 100,000. Yeah. These are all on ES. A little bit of an uptrend, but I find it a bit concerning because we are literally bouncing off the delta low of the day. So it might be Apple getting going. And we're right at VWAP. Yeah, we're just not breaking the bounds. We have compression on the top side. We have support on the bottom side. We're just not. We're stuck in this purgatory. So let's just wait for one of these alerts to go off. Well, while we're waiting for one of these alerts to go off, hit me with your questions, folks. Hit me with your questions. What do you have? Do you have any questions about Apex, which I am actually currently trading? I do have a live position. Oh, what the fuck? What? Why? I thought it would have been copied. I'm so confused. Huh. Did I not turn the copier on? All right. Well, that is strange to say the least.
Order submitted.
All right. I'm putting a pending order to pick it up because I want them to all have the same value. I thought I traded on all my accounts, but I didn't. Apparently, I only traded on one. And I think it's because I didn't select the instrument name. But then what's weird is it's saying that I do have multiple positions. So I'm a little bit confused. But maybe it is. Someone just said it's a blessing. It is, because that account's down. So I have a pending order to put all the other accounts in at the same value if we get there. Spot gamma discount. Folks, if I use something, it's in the description of the video, and most of the time you're going to find a discount there. You don't have to ask me at all. You could literally just read the description of the video. How do you see JPEQ performing in the long run? Probably similar to the NASDAQ. They're just selling premium against the NASDAQ effectively. That was a bit of a surprise. How did I do that? Wait, that was the wrong account now. Shit, I fucked it up again. Order canceled. Good thing I double checked that. Yeah, okay. I need to do this on 62. I'm in at 61.25. 61.25.
Order submitted. Order canceled. Order submitted.
All right. I now have it how I should have it. So I'm putting it out. I don't know why Take Profit copied, but Apex didn't. I assume it's something stupid I did. If you don't have the Apex copier set up right, it doesn't work at all. And I guess I had it half set up right. What it most likely is that I had an existing copy of Apex copier up on my computer and then opened another one, and something just got all confused between those two. 30-minute and 4-hour are bullish. 5-minute is testing. 10-minute is testing. On the NASDAQ, 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour are all bullish. That's the daily. We don't need that. And we are still in the transition zone, which, remember, the common characters of being in the transition zone are choppy, sideways bullshit action, which is exactly what we've been getting ever since 9:45. Just range-bound, choppy bullshit action. So no one should really be surprised. The Mag 7 is now going flat. The NASDAQ is actually picking up since 10:06. And then the SPY is still trending down. So we're getting mixed messages in options flow as well. Apple was taking a little bit of a hit. Microsoft holding. All right, I need to set myself alerts. I do not want to miss this play. Oops. Add alert. All right, I don't want to miss any major breakout. Oh, NVIDIA over the past 10 minutes getting a little bit of a pop. Tesla ideally settling at a higher low. Netflix would love a new fresh high. Palantir just going sideways. Meta sideways. Microsoft sideways but upwards. Coin is actually getting hit. Apple fresh intraday high taking a little bit of a hit. Rumble turning around. I have 620 options, 119 NVIDIA, 124 NVIDIA, 160 NVIDIA, 530 VU, 530. How long should I hold to maximize profits? I don't know. The answer to your maximum profits isn't like a duration thing. You want to get out with the combination of the highest underlying price and the highest vol. It's not a time question, KPT. It's not like holding 1 day is somehow better than 2 days is somehow better than 3 days. you want to get out at the max combo of vol and the underlying price. You want to maximize intrinsic and, well, on some of those intrinsic, but you want to maximize your extrinsic value really on most of those that you called out. Palantir. A bit boring today after really ripping. Nvidia, Tesla. Someone said GameStop is running. It's pushing. Oddly enough, Spot Gamma was calling this out on one of their scanners the other day, and it kind of blew my mind. Right here, GME was actually calling out Microsoft as well. Huh. Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? We might be turning up a little bit here. 5 minutes trying to test, 10 minutes trying to test. I just want to let you know, this is going to be big resistance at 5,900. And then we have even more resistance at 5,925. I would not really be, if we do get a push, personally, I don't think there's much of a statistical advantage in this environment to be greedy above this level. That would be like my reach target of the day. And if we hit it, which is a big if, but if we hit it, I'd be like, cool, done, moving on with my life. Cool, done, moving on with my life. I guess GME is like one of the few that's actually going right now. There's not much that has like that interesting trend. Apple might be recovering. So in terms of big stocks, GME is a small stock. In terms of big stocks, Apple's a decent trending one. Coin was there, and then it started to break the other way. Tesla was there, as you can see, also broke the other way. There's just not the most going on right now. Not the most, but maybe we might have a little bit of a structural shift intraday on the SPY here, and then also the Qs aren't that far behind. Might not be that far behind. Do you think Nvidia will get to an all-time high this year? It might. It also might not. SPY, structural change, market structure shift. We went from lower highs and lower lows to at least we know have a fresh high, maybe a double bottom type of a situation. Just be careful on how deep the next pullback is. If the next pullback is at least above the intraday low, then that's a real market structure shift. Watch for Apple to push, because if it does, that could really help us out. And the other one that was kind of pushing this morning was Microsoft. Where's that at? Okay, yeah, we're looking for the two big guys to get going to really kind of save the overall market. Are we missing any breaking news? No, the OPEC numbers just came out. Yeah, some crude numbers, but I don't think we have the most energy traders in here. But I'm not seeing any other news really. SPY, potential fresh high. Qs are right behind. Microsoft is sitting well, but not really trading, not really moving. Tesla recapturing 340, which is that interesting gamma pivot from positive to negative gamma. If it holds above 340, it opens the door to 350. It does. Here's a look at the Mag 7 grinding upwards. SPY hit a fresh low at 1028, but now grinding upwards. But it's just back into the chop zone that we saw before. We're just waiting basically for the Qs to take out 518 and for the SPY to take out 588. Might be a double top rejection though. We're still above VWAP. Folks, nothing's going on. Bitcoin's at 103, taking a little bit of a hit. This is just a giant stall. Like a boring ass stall. We did break to the downside there. The tech sector didn't, though. The tech sector is still within the first 30-minute bar. The S&P 500 did slightly break down. So weak intraday bearish trend on the SPY and literally no trend whatsoever in tech. So it's one of those things where if you don't already have a position, count yourself lucky, because unless your position is selling premium, because that was actually pretty shrewd. But beyond that, just nothing's going on. Ain't nothing going on. I got all excited on this little test here at 10:06 and then the pop, and it's somewhat related to Trump talking. And if anything, we're now range bound within a range bound. We have like a double range situation. Like you can see here at 10:12, an even smaller range that we have not broken. So don't force the trade. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything stupid. What is this? Order by judge. Terminated refilled docket. Order of motion. I don't know what this means. Oh, something with Rumble? The docket. Oh, is it people suing Google? What else do we have going on? Is there anything of it? This is Lance right here, one of the best retail traders that's ever done it. Literally is documented to have made millions and millions and millions of dollars. Like actual legit documentation. I'm not seeing anything there. What are the talking heads talking about? AMD announces a $6 billion buyback. Shares climbed 6%. That's good news. China got the mutual respect it craves from the U.S., but the trauma for businesses is real. Well, that's dramatic. President Trump, Qatar Airways ordered over 160 Boeing jets, deal worth $200 billion.
I think Kelly Ortberg and Stephanie Pope have taken a different view on that. And they really said, let's put the regulators aside. We're going to work with them, but we're going to build up in rates. So what they're focusing on right now is building 35 maxes a month, or, they were at 25, actually, they're at 30 now, getting higher on that. And they're going to work in increments of keeping that rate for 6 months. And then eventually the regulator will let them go up there. So their plan is to get to 38 by year end. But the pace they're at right now means that they could do 38 maxes probably by the summertime. So they're outperforming their expectations. And I think as they implement these safe.
That's boring. All right. Literally not much is going on. Is GME, you guys were saying GME was going. No, even that one just got clocked. Is anything moving of like an interesting level today? This is the fucking doldrums right here. There's just nothing's happening, folks. We got caught in some actual monotony right now. Nothing's going on. Let's go to the 15-minute. Let's go to the net OI. Yeah, huge wall right above. But then there's also some support at 80. I guess this is where we bounced this morning. Was this call? People reacted to it for whatever reason. We have some negative gamma up here. But then we have this. Some sold puts at 25. This might be one of those days where either we get no move or the move comes in the afternoon. GME waking back up. What's the GME flow look like? GME flow is actually pretty strong. People are just buying calls for this Friday, but they're more so buying calls for longer out. I want to be clear. I wouldn't touch it, but someone's touching it. Someone is buying calls. No one's touching puts. Mag 7 flow is trying to grind up. S&P 500 flow is doing fuck all. It's doing fuck all. We got caught up in a bunch of nothing. Got caught up in a bunch of nothing. Nada. All right. Mag 7 is actually continuing to improve. How's the NASDAQ looking? Flat. If the S&P 500 flow didn't look so shitty, we'd at least maybe have a realistic test of 5,900 for that breakout. Let's look at them individually. SPY, ugh. SPX, ugh. ES. I can't even get it to come up. VU. Now that's back to ES equals F. Yeah, these all look like kind of shitty. Yeah, the overall market, not much enthusiasm. There's a bit more enthusiasm in the tech sector, as we've seen. Pretty much that's the MO for this week. NFLX 523 1095 put. What? You bought that put? Sisyphus? Sisyphus 42. Feel free to share your reasoning for that play. You bought a put on a company that had lights out earnings, ripped, came down, made a low, bounced off of it, respected that low, and is picking up again, and you just bought puts? What are you seeing in price structure, price momentum, or options flow that would possibly make you want to buy those puts? Like, what, beyond just pure hopium, what in the world are you possibly seeing between price structure, price flow, and options? Because it's bang, bang time, baby. Well, this is why retail traders lose money, is because they say things like it's bang, bang time. I guess people bet on zero, bet on green on the roulette wheel, and they can theoretically hit, but that's just a stupid low odds play. I don't get the obsession with playing such like a low odds outcome. That is, the odds of that working out for you is so incredibly low. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's just so incredibly low. And it's one of those things that even if you were to hit this one, if you continue with that methodology of taking low odds plays, it's only a matter of time before you blow out. So whatever, this particular trade might or might not work for you, but I hope moving forward you like do something that it's at least a bit more favorable for you. A bit more favorable. That doesn't, you're like specifically, it's not even like a mixed bag where you could be like, well, recently we popped and it's mean reversion because a bunch of people are buying puts, and like you might be saying, hey, I'm trying to ride the big guys buying puts. You're going against everything. You're going against the fact that it had good earnings, it's a higher highs and higher lows, double bottom bounce. The options market is bullish on it. What? I don't know what you're saying. I feel bad for whoever is set up to inherit your money. But I do. The thing I like about this is the name, Bang Bang. It's bang bang time. I am a fan of that. I don't necessarily know how to mathematically model it, but I think it should be taken into my computation of, is this trade good or not? Because the fact that it's bang bang time might completely change it. It really might. I mean, based on the things I know how to model, it's not looking favorable, but maybe that's like more of the dark horse candidate, if you will, of it being bang bang time. And if it is bang bang time, now I have more questions than I do answers. How do I get a clock that tells me when it is bang bang time? Dude, we are just stuck in fucking purgatory. SPY's not doing dick. Mag 7 is trying to grind up as the SPY's doing nothing. Bang bang time. Nvidia's trending up now. Palantir's trying to trend up. Microsoft is continuing upwards. Apple is getting hit ever since 1025. AMD is actually trending down. Tesla's flat. Nasdaq's flat. Mag 7 kind of trying to go up, but nothing too special. And the SPY actually just hit a fresh delta low. fuck. I mean, just break one way or the other. Yeah, Apple, right here, price spiked at 1021, and then you had options spiking at 1025. It's bang bang time. It is bang bang time. All right, what other, beyond it being bang bang time, Max is changing its name back to HBO Max. That's some breaking news right there. HBO Max to Max, back to HBO Max. That's the hot news of the day. President Trump says we're leading China in crypto. Probably. I kind of believe that. What is with all this like subtle softcore adult content on X these days? And then just like actual horrific war shit. Like what a combination. What a combination of insane stuff that goes on this platform per day. Okay, what are we doing? I'm looking at NQ. It's pinned to VWAP. SPY's trending down. Yeah, there's nothing. We tried to show some life. SPY's being stair-stepped down. We're right at the closing value. A little bit of a hit in the Mag 7 of the SPY, but this is what's bringing us down is we have some call selling. All of a sudden, these the bull call buyers who thought they were so tough, it's just this delta's bleeding off. The delta's bleeding off, leading us lower. But not much. Tech's trying to keep us up. Tech is trying to keep us up. Why is that such big news? Warner Brothers is renaming Streamer Max as HBO Max again. Like the fact that they had some sort of big meeting about that and they're like, nope, we're back to Max, guys. Like, we got to do it. Even they're on a break. Even CNBC doesn't know what the fuck to talk about today. The Qs do not want to move, Matt. Whatever you say, you're right. You're right.
Car insurance.
Ooh, car insurance commercial.
Shares of Coinbase up big this week after news the company's joining the S&P 500. But the outlook for crypto regulation in Washington still a bit murky. Last week, a key stablecoin bill faced a setback in the Senate when it failed to gain enough votes to advance. Let's get to Emily Wilkins on the Hill with the CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong. Hey, Emily.
Hey, Carl. Well, yes, here today with Brian Armstrong. And Brian, thanks so much for joining us today. You, of course, are on the
Coinbase
Hill
CEO.
After this key stablecoin bill wound up failing in the Senate and the loss of this bipartisan coalition. What is your outlook for this stablecoin bill? Can this get back on track?
Yeah, well, I saw the actions last week as really just the first round of negotiation. I'm meeting with everybody on both sides of the aisle today, and the Senate has a lot of urgency to get this done. There's 52 million Americans who own crypto. They showed up in a big way in this last election, and what they really want from their representatives in the Senate right now is to pass sensible legislation for stablecoins. That needs to happen this week, and I think there's a lot of bipartisan support to do it. Now, the details really matter here, and we need to make sure we get this legislation right for America so we can continue to have innovation. That means crypto should be treated on a level playing field with banks and others so we continue to have financial innovation. It means that things like DeFi should not be brought into the AML rules. That would be a dramatic expansion of the AML laws into a surveillance state. We don't want that for things that aren't trusted intermediaries. That's where the AML laws should be applied. So the details matter, but I think there's a lot of interest to get this legislation passed this week, and we're very supportive of that.
So are these just changes in the bill that are needed to get support, or is another piece of this Democrats saying that they can't pass any crypto legislation while the Trump and his family are personally benefiting from their crypto investments?
Yeah, so there's a lot of details in the language being negotiated at the last minute, just like any good negotiation. There's lots of concerns I've heard about, Trump family and that, but whether you love crypto or hate crypto, you need to get legislation passed. It really shouldn't matter, and what the president is doing, if you have concerns about that, that's why you should want legislation, so it can be brought within the regulatory perimeter.
I also wanted to ask a little bit about eToro, since they have their IPO coming up. What does it mean that you have a group that's kind of merging crypto with a little bit more of traditional financial investing? And what does it mean for the crypto industry as they get closer to being adopted a bit by this mainstream financial markets and regulations?
Yeah, well, we see crypto as a technology to update the financial system, and that means everybody is going to have to add crypto technology. It's kind of like when the internet first came around, and first you had .com companies, but eventually every company was using the internet. So we're really supportive, and we see that every bank, every fintech, every traditional brokerage, they're going to start adding crypto products, integrating stablecoin payment rails. And Coinbase, we're the leader in this space. We can also help power that for a lot of these people when they come in. And so we're very supportive. We want to sell them our products and services. We want everyone to come into crypto.
Are you worried, though, that that could lead to more regulation on the crypto industry, and kind of the deregulation is part of the reason folks are interested in crypto to begin with?
No, actually, we think legislation is a big business enabler. That's why we're so supportive of it. In the past, we had a lot of lack of clarity, and it was weaponized against the industry. So we're supportive of getting both the stablecoin bill passed and market structure, which we think would allow the U.S. to be a financial and technology hub for many decades to come.
And of course, big news for you guys on the S&P 500. Is that going to change your outlook at all, or the impact that Coinbase has?
Well, we're very happy to be included in the S&P 500. It now means that crypto is here to stay. It's going to be a part of everybody's 401k. It's a testament to the hard work of our employees and our investors, and it's a big appreciation to our customers, too, that helped us get to be one of the most trusted companies in America, and so we couldn't be happier.
Thank you so much. That was Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase. Guys, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Emily, and thanks to Mr. Armstrong as well. The mystery chart that we teased a bit earlier, it's newly listed CoreWeave, just a few hours away from the company's first results since going public. That was back, of course, in March. It was the biggest technology IPO the market has seen in over 4 years. Came public at 40, so the performance has been quite good. Christina Partsinevelos is here with what we're keeping an eye on. Christina.
Quite good, 65% higher, so not bad. But CoreWeave's journey really showcases its explosive growth, and that's why you're seeing the stock up. It's had
boring. We are attempting to trend for a breakout here. What is this from Alan S? Member for 47 months. We're basically brothers. Trying to build better habits. If you didn't have a channel and still traded, what would you do before market open? And what would you do when the market closes? That's a phenomenal question. So I would actually do the same thing. I just wouldn't be getting it ready for
order submitted.
Oh, fuck. I wouldn't be getting it ready for stream format. I would go through my same process. I just wouldn't be like, instead of saving the tabs to go over the news, I would just read the news and close it out. So it would be the exact same process. I just wouldn't, like I said, save it for the actual show. And to better explain what that particularly means, here's what I do every single day. I get up, I cry in the shower, and then I get a cup of Joe and I sit down and I start to think about what I really want to be doing today. Hang on one second. Did that other trade actually fire? It did. Hang on. Okay. Where was I at? Oh, yeah. I get up every morning. I cry in the shower. I get a cup of Joe and I sit down and I read everything I possibly can on CNBC, Wall Street Journal, and Bloomberg. I used to also read
order filled.
What the fuck is going on? Oh, I locked all these in. Okay, yeah. I locked in my take profits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So those are locked in, and then all my what's its nuts are still trading. Okay, yeah. So this one's a rogue one by itself, and then everything is now proper. So just my Apex accounts are long right now. Anywho, well, you know what? I'll leave it up as we talk about it. We could look at the 10-minute or some shit like that. Or here, let's go to the... this is probably the best looking one. All right, so I get up, cry in the shower, cup of Joe, sit down, start prepping. I start prepping by consuming all the news that I possibly can. I read all of CNBC, the articles that I care about. Same thing on Bloomberg, same thing on Wall Street Journal. I used to read Business Insider, and then I realized that they're complete pieces of shit, so I don't read them anymore. And then I also every so often will check Financial Times. I find that they're good, especially if you want to know what's going on internationally. They have a little bit more news, like international news on Financial Times. So I'll check those 3 to 4 out, and then I read all the news, and then from there I start to look at just like kind of the bigger picture of like whatever the monthly or the weekly view. Are we still trending up? Are we still trending down? And basically I try to do the big things and then just go smaller and smaller and smaller. So I take in all the news. I look at the big picture. I look at the daily picture. I look at the overall markets. I look at the equities I care about, the cryptos I care about. And then from there, the ones that are like maybe particularly interesting, I end up from there starting to do more of a deeper dive into the option structure for those particular things. So when I every single morning, I mean, I do it with you guys. That's exactly how I get these levels. I do more of a thorough write out in the Discord where I'm like, okay, this is like the transition zone, bull case, bear case, call outs of like, yo, there's a CPI report or there's a speech today, things that like are just like more unique to the day. And then whether it's for the overall market or for individual equities, by the time I do the breakdowns and look at the options, that's when I start setting up my alerts for key levels where I'm like, yo, this is like kind of an important breakout, kind of an important breakdown. I'll set the alerts so I don't miss it with you guys or throughout the trading day, and they just kind of go to my phone if I'm walking away. And then from there, generally the show starts, and I don't think it would change. Like if I were just trading myself, it's always the review of what's going on in the news, the big picture, the middle, the medium picture, the smaller picture, and then an options review. And I wouldn't, like, I just happen to do that in show format with all of you guys. But I don't think it would actually really be changing. Like, I just wouldn't do it in a show, but that would still be my own process per day. And then throughout the day and at the end of the day, I end up doing my journaling, like writing down my trades and my reasoning. That I think is really, really important for me. Just like I have a high interest in systematic trading. So throughout the day, especially in the midday session where I'm trying to not like overtrade or do the stupid things that I know I shouldn't be doing, I attempt to not trade by, I'll still, once again, that's why I have all the alerts set, but that's where I try to get either my content work done. If I wasn't doing content, I'd just be purely coding all day or touching grass and enjoying the sun. And then at the end of the day, that's where I do my journaling of like, okay, enter trades, exit trades, the reasoning. I have like all the documentation on how much did I gain, how much did I lose. I do that every single day. And then on the weekend, I do a review of all my trades in the previous week. And actually, because of the Discord, which probably would be good to do on an individual basis, but because of the Discord, I also do end up kind of reviewing my trades every single day of like, okay, here's what I did right today. Here's what I did wrong today. But I think all that in a nutshell just boils down to collecting more data on yourself, on your trades. And it's just a game of pattern recognition. Identify what's going right and do more of it, and identify what's going wrong and try to do less of it. But what I find is interesting about the world of retail trading is there's no process whatsoever. There's no trading process. There's no journaling process. It's just every single fucking day people wake up and they're like, time to rip it. And that's just how they do it. And then they sit there and then they're surprised that it's like not going well for them. Like, I don't know. Like how it's almost like just pure guesswork. If you're not documenting your own trades, your own reasoning, doing your own review. Like, I don't understand why people think they're going to be successful traders and they're not putting in any effort. And then a lot of them are like, well, I am putting in effort. I sit there and I watch the charts all day. The fuck does that mean? I can sit there and watch the NFL all day. That doesn't mean I'm going to play in the NFL. I just don't, they're not putting in the extracurricular work you have to do to actually be successful. No one ever became a professional golfer by watching golf. No one ever became a high quality trader by just sitting there and looking at the charts. You have to do work. You have to do research. You have to do analysis. You have to consume what's going on. You have to learn about options and futures and crypto. You have to put in actual work. If I guess in the world of poker, there is a certain concept of like just time on the felt. And I think there is, I can't completely belittle time in front of the charts because you just get this like subconscious feeling of what's going on. But if that's exclusively the type of work you're putting in, dude, like you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get anywhere. you're going to feel like you did a lot of work, but in reality, and I'm guilty of this a lot. There's days where I sit in front of this chart and I watch it for hours and hours and hours, and I feel like I'm going to go fucking crazy. And at the end of the day, you feel like you worked and you're tired, like you're physically exhausted. And then if you're just being honest with yourself, we all know that like it's just like not anything. And then of course, in between all of that, in between the prep, the show, the trades, the Discord, the journaling, the studying, there's multiple sessions of which I cry in the shower. So I don't want you guys to think I just cry in the morning. It's like interjected as like almost like a pause in between all of those. That's pretty much the plan. Spit it out. Oh, sorry. You guys can hear that. I'm sucking on this fucking lozenge because I didn't want to keep coughing into the mic. My apologies. I didn't think that the mic was picking that up. That would probably be super annoying. If we have anyone in here with misophonia, you are probably like losing your fucking mind if you heard me hockey pucking that fucking lozenge around. You're probably like actually very deeply upset. My apologies. You're probably like, dude, shut the fuck up. Do you ever have time to poop? No, kind of like Kim Jong-un, which I learned from the interview. I just internalize it and I use it as energy. My body consumes its own waste and like actually can like just transforms it into a usable form of energy. Good question though. All right, Mag 7 from 9:57 to 10:58. We had 1 hour of an awkward grind to the upside. We're giving a little bit back right now. S&P 500 has been selling off from 935 to 946. We try to recover. We went flat and currently getting smacked. It's just endless amounts of, well, it was call selling, but now we're actually seeing put buying pick up a little bit. The market tried to get going there. We did put in a higher low, and we're knocking a triple knock right here on this intraday zone. The Q's actually overshot it, and we were above the high of yesterday. There's just literally no fucking follow through. There's no follow through. I'm telling you this. I'm going to save you hours of wasted time and agony today. Set alerts for breakouts and breakdowns. Put them on your phone. Do whatever you need to do and walk away. Because if you're going to sit here and just watch every bar, you're going to lose your mind. Anywho, that's what I have for you. It's 11. We're actually a little bit over. So like I said, don't get chopped up in this. Wait for reasonable opportunities to get in. Obviously, protect your downside, but do not make trades out of boredom. That is just not a good way to handle this situation. Shout out to Upside. It is free to download. Check that out. You're going to earn real cash back on groceries, gas stations, and restaurants. Use that code Kohrs, and you'll even get an extra bonus when you sign up on your first tank of gas. Very cool. Just a great way to save yourself some real money. And then also, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video is your link to join the Discord for free for the first month. If you like it, great, stick around. And if it's not quite for you, no harm, no foul. Just make sure to cancel your account and you won't get charged anything. So that's what I have for you. Depending on how I feel, I might post an update video tomorrow or today. If I feel like shit, I'll just see you guys tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. bright and early. That's what I have for you. Peace.